I don't think, and that's just from my perspective, I don't think, for the most part, step parents get enough credit.
No, they don't.
Break it down for what it is. That person chose to remain and be in your life.
Mm-hmm.
That says a ton of their character. I
Yeah.
know they're not all great. I know there's some nasty ass step parents out there.
Yeah.
The person chose to stay in your life.
Mm-hmm.
That should mean the world to you,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't. And I'm a step parent, and like it really is a shitty feeling sometimes because you'll never match up, and nor do I want to match up. I'm not their biological father. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in for yet another episode of the Savage Corner. Y'all know what time it is. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, keep up with the notifications so you can keep up with everything. Savage Corner. I'm accompanied by the lovely Miss Summer Dean. How are things in Texas, baby?
Mm. Texas is cold again.
But yeah, but what's really cold in Texas?
It might have been like 60,
Six.
5.
Get out of here with that garbage. That ain't cold.
No, it's really not cold, but it's like we had like a week and a half where the pollen just fell down, so everything's green right now.
Yeah.
And but all of my little seedlings are growing, and I'm super excited. Um, and then we just had like a cold snap.
Yeah.
So, but
Okay.
tomorrow it'll be like 104.
Yeah.
Everybody will want it to be cold again. So,
Yeah. We have a day this week where it's supposed to be in the 70s, and then next week it's supposed to be in the 30s. So
ooh,
yeah, that's a good over.
that's when you should probably come to Texas.
Right. Right.
So, what have you been up to, mister?
Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. So anybody listening, I've ventured into the coaching realm. So now I'm classified as a personal coach. I'm going to specialize. Well, to me, it's you can specialize in anything. Everybody needs coaching, and
Mhm.
it's the way you look at it. So I'm not a counselor. I'm not licensed. I'm not there to correct your wrongs. Actually, you have all the answers. I'm just going to get you to the right place. So it's just that's how coaching works. If anybody never used a coach, doesn't know how a coach works, that's how it works. It's up to me to find out what the pattern of thinking is and to try to release you from that pattern of thinking or that cage of thinking. So, and I'm excited. I've got clients set up this whole week. So I'm super excited. I really am.
I'm so proud of you. Like,
Yeah.
you have no idea. So proud. Like,
Well, I've been through.
you've
I've
just
been through
helped
so much.
me, and you've helped me so much. And this is why I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, because you touched a part of my soul and made me want to be a better woman for you. So
Yeah.
get it, baby.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. I mean, I've been through. Like somebody asked me the other day, "Oh, I guess you went through that bad relationship," and my response to that was several. And
Yeah.
that's what makes me good at what I do is because I've lived through it. I've lived through so
Hmm.
many different scenarios, so many bad relationships. When I say relationships, I mean friendships and significant others.
Hmm.
I've been through co-parenting. I've went through single parenthood. I went through all these things. And it doesn't make me an expert, but it makes me somebody that you can talk to, somebody that understands.
Who understands?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I can lead with you. Make sure I make that a point with you, with
Hmm.
because I've been there.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
mean, it's just, and of course, everybody struggles different, but you'll be hand in hand with somebody that's been there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it makes for a good situation. I'm impressed. I've learned a lot about coaching
Yeah.
and just I didn't realize how much it can really help somebody. So I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm really happy. Yeah, absolutely.
Get it, baby.
Yeah.
I'm
What?
so proud. I'm just so proud. I'm just like so proud.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And see, that helps so much when you have a partner that backs you up. I feel like 9 out of 10 things that I do in my life, I can do it with no problem. I feel like Superman half the time, because I have you encouraging me, and
Yeah.
that makes a huge difference in relationships. I think people miss that mark. If you want your significant other to be something or to do something,
Hmm.
try encouraging them instead of riding their ass, and see what the different effects are. So
Yeah.
how do you
That's
feel? How do you feel about that? Is it different from your last relationship, or is it?
um oh, absolutely. Totally. Our relationship is completely different than my 22-year marriage. Like he we didn't talk a whole lot.
No.
And I talked a whole lot. But I mean, he was in the military, couldn't talk to him all the time, and he was always gone,
Yeah.
and I was always just there
Yeah.
visiting with friends and doing things. But yeah, completely different.
Yeah.
Our communication is above par,
Yeah.
above and beyond. Like you are, even whenever you are sitting beside me or if we're sitting watching TV or something, you are constantly like checking on me, I guess, like looking at me, making sure that everything's fine. Like you're always, I've just never had anybody pay attention to me as much as you have. And I
But
needed that. Like I didn't realize how much I needed that.
yeah, yeah, but it's not overwhelming.
And
That's the right amount.
no, it's
So
not. It's like
yeah,
perfect amount.
yeah, yeah. That we were
So,
just talking about that the other day. I feel like school needs reform. Like schools need to be
oh my goodness,
overhauled.
yes.
And one of the things that we were talking about was, I feel like there needs to be more emphasis on communication, actually teaching kids how to communicate,
Mm-hmm.
because it's an art.
Mm-hmm.
It really is,
Yeah.
and it's not something nobody really teaches you. You know,
No.
you have to learn through your parents or through somebody else who may be a bad communicator.
Yeah.
And it repeats the cycle again because nobody understands that there's a way actually to communicate. You can major in communications. That's not pick up the telephone. That's not telecommunications. It's literally talking to another human. You can actually have a degree in communicating. So why can't they teach it at a high school level?
I mean, they teach them everything else
Right, right, yeah,
and stuff that we don't need. And I know I was like, right now I am reading this book and it was just talking about how a while back Chinese like the Chinese people took a school where they like did mindfulness and they cleaned with their teachers, like they cleaned up their messes and cleaned their own bathroom, like just kind of, and then they had rest and they had meditation during the day um and that was, and like China is changing all of their schools to that.
right, right,
And they don't have, like, they don't even have grades. Like, they have to be able to communicate that they understand and they have to show like progression for them to be able to move on.
right, yeah,
And but they teach them like how to sweep and how to cook and like all this stuff, basic necessities that human has to do every day. And
yeah,
they start them young.
yeah. And that's the thing. Like you should be getting that stuff from home, but not
Hmm.
everybody has that at home. So I mean,
No,
and not to say that we should change our whole curriculum over 1 or 2 kids.
no.
There's patterns being repeated, and we miss the bar. Yeah, I mean, because school has
Yeah.
been the same way since yeah, since inception. You take a look at a picture of a school from back in the day, and take a picture of a school now, and it looks
Hmm.
relatively similar.
It
So
does.
it's seats in a row. Kids have to raise their
Hmm.
hands.
Yeah.
It has not changed.
Yeah.
And it's got to. My kid has been in a school that's made for people that just do coding, and computer graphics and computer automations and everything computers. And he has changed dramatically in the last few months.
Yeah.
And it's
Hmm.
because they have a different type of program there. It's not the same
Yeah.
as regular school. So Some kids just need a little bit of different flavor to be able to grasp on
I
it.
I used to like I would homeschool my kids in between like our moves and stuff, and also like if they didn't want to go back to and start a new school whenever we first got there, I was real like I would just go, okay, let's do homeschool. So I used to homeschool them, and we would get to go stay with their uncles and go stay with my parents. Like, and we would do. Everybody has pools in Texas because it's hot, and I would do their spelling stuff in the pool. I would do their like their all their tests were in the pool.
Yeah,
Because it was fun for them. And my kids, like, they were high activity children. Like they needed to move.
yeah,
So it was fun. And we
yeah.
were always outside and they were learning like hands-on stuff. It was great.
So when you homeschooled,
Uh-huh.
were they they went into a regular school? Were they behind it all, or how did that work?
Absolutely not. No, they were way ahead actually.
Were they?
Um yeah. And they were always told I was always told like because Corbin had short-term memory. And I was always told, he's not reading at the right level. He's not reading at the right level. And I'm just thinking, okay, he's a boy and it's going to take him a little bit longer, but he'll get it. And, by the fifth or sixth grade, he caught up with himself and he was fine.
Yeah.
And he, went, his junior and senior year were like, is where he kind of, that's only because he was skipping school and being a teenager, but he struggled a little bit for doing that stuff. But I mean, he he's great. It was
Yeah.
fun
Yeah. Yep.
because
No.
I think the homeschool standards that I used whatever state curriculum was whatever state we were in. So I
Yeah.
would just find out what curriculum they were using, and then I would just buy the books or do whatever.
Yeah.
So
There you go. There you
I
go.
was that mom. Yeah.
Yeah. How's the artwork going?
Oh my goodness. My my little cousin, his name is Steven. He's not little anymore. He's a big grown man. And he wanted this pattern on the wall, and I've been doing it for days and days and days. And it's very hard and it won't stay straight. And it's very hard, but it's starting to look really pretty because I'm towards the end and I've done a lot of the cleanup work,
Hmm.
and then next week starts the food truck. So,
Yeah. So it's from
you
one
know,
project right into the next project.
that's it's the best thing. I'm so grateful that I get to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to see it to understand it, but you are literally taking a small square stencil of one small design and putting it repeatedly over and over again on two
Yeah,
giant ass walls.
yes, they're freaking huge walls,
Yeah.
and I would not do it for anybody else but my cousin.
I wouldn't blame, well, unless they're going to pay you.
Yeah, I
Somebody
mean,
dropped 10 grand, we might talk, you know?
yeah, but yeah, he is. Where it's starting to look good, and we're coming towards the end. I should finish it up by tomorrow, and then it'll all be done. And then I'll
Yeah.
have a couple of days to clean up the mess and start all over again
Start all over again. So
and make. Go
what
ahead.
about
Sorry.
the shirt? We always forget to touch on this. So we actually
Oh,
do
okay.
sell merchandise, guys.
We do. Hold on. We do. This is just a regular t-shirt. I cut up everything, but it's super soft, great quality. Go pick up our merch, guys.
Yeah. So we have t-shirts, we have different hats, we have coffee mugs would be your own kind of beautiful. We have things with
Oh my
quotes on it. We have your
goodness.
artwork. Like there is a whole
Yes.
section
There's
of
a
merch that
whole
we always could talk
there's
about.
dreads because I make dreads on the side too. Like there's all kinds of stuff. Just go check out our website. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And we always forget to plug the merch though. It's
We
something we should be
do.
doing more often.
I'm just like, if they want it, they'll go find it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we saw the coffee mug this week, and I was just like, wait a minute, I got to start talking about this stuff because I keep forgetting
I
that the stuff is there.
know.
So
And you don't you have one of those?
I have I like them big and sprucey. The coffee, the Christmas coffee mug. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
we
can I
need to
like
order you a we need to order you.
yeah
Oh, did you see that I made like koozies
koozies. I did see
with
that. Yeah,
our did you see those?
yeah, yeah,
They're pretty cute, I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie.
Beer koozies. Yep.
Yeah.
We
And
need
then I'm really into trucker caps, so I made some trucker caps too.
okay. All right. We need to do I do want a Savage Corner coffee mug, a black one if they have it. Remember that
Okay.
for me because that'd be nice.
Oh wait, I made you one, but I just never ordered it, so I'll just order it.
Okay. Yep. That way
Okay.
I can drink out of it while we do our podcast.
Oh yeah. That would be so cute, baby.
Oh, cheesy as they get.
I need like five more of these shirts because I love this one. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
and you cut them up different every
So
time. So
I do. And so I have a different style.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we got some messages this week, right?
We did. We have a few. We
Yeah.
have a few. Um these were these are sent to us and they're kind of random, so
Yeah.
are you ready?
Before you do that, just everybody that's
Okay.
listening, if you want to email the show, we'd love to read your emails on the actual show itself. You can DM us through Instagram, but sometimes it's hard for us to get those. Your best way to do it is through the website. I'm sorry, through the email. And the email is beardedsavagellc@gmail.com. Again, that's beardedsavagellc@gmail.com. Of course, I'll put the actual verbiage down there on the screen somewhere around here. So you guys can actually email the show too. I'll put it in the description as well too. So
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like and follow what all the stuff.
yeah, yeah, and we'll
Yeah.
definitely keep the emails anonymous. I know I say that every show, but I just want people to know we're not going to air out your dirty laundry on the
No.
show, and nor will I. I don't. If you even if you ask me to do so, I'm not doing it. I'm not using people's names. These are real life scenarios, but I'm not using people's names. So
Yeah.
all
Okay,
right.
you ready?
With that said, let's get into it.
Okay, this one was he said, I have a question to ask. I'm recently getting a divorce from my ex-wife, and I met this girl, and we were doing great. I told her right off the bat that me and my soon-to-be ex-wife are getting a divorce, but I messed up when I lied to her when I said I sent the papers to my soon-to-be ex-wife. In reality, I didn't until December last year after she decided to give me another chance. And I have this new woman who I care and love a lot about. Come with me and watch me file for it. But I made the mistake because I didn't know my ex-wife kept her last name. I'm trying everything I can do to earn her trust back and be back to being in a healthy, honest relationship. I know she said she needs someone's outside point of view on the situation, on what she should do. She wants to give up, but I keep telling her to let go of what happened and let's make a new chapter in our relationship. She says she doesn't know if she could forgive me or not.
And that's a very harsh reality. You lied. It's not up to you to put a
Yeah.
timetable on this. You lied, and you should. I mean, why in the hell would you think that that was okay for you to lie about? That's thing one. And I can go into a whole other podcast about guys and the reason why they feel like they need to lie. Stop it.
Hmm.
Fucking stop lying to people. It gets you nowhere. I
Yeah.
don't, and I'm not saying that women don't do it too, but I see it so much in the guys. I'm like, why are you lying about trivial shit? Why are you lying? Period.
Yeah.
But why are you lying about things that just it would have no impact on the relationship
Mhm.
whatsoever if you were just honest to begin with,
Yeah.
and then to turn right around and see you trying to put a timetable on it, it's not up to you. It is not up to you. You screwed up. You put your foot in the shit. Now you got to own up on it. Does she? And she. It sounds like from what I'm hearing, it sounds like she is saying what he needs to hear. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. So the only thing you can do is to keep doing what you think is right. Right? I mean, there's nothing
Yeah.
else in the world that he can do. But I mean, just God, stop fucking lying to people. There is no need to lie. Just Just tell the truth. You're not gonna hurt. And in
If
most situations, people will lie because they feel like they're gonna hurt somebody's feelings, which is a crock of shit, by the way. But in this situation, he wouldn't have hurt her
Hey,
feelings.
that's what I've lied about because I didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I've lied,
yeah,
but I mean, that's just something, especially like in a new relationship, and that's the first thing we question. Well, what else is he lying about? And by the way, we've been to lied to every other man that's ever dated us has lied to us.
yeah,
So you come at me and say you lied to her, I'm gonna be like, yeah, sorry for you. She ain't the one. I
right,
guarantee it.
yeah, yeah,
She's gonna remember that forever.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's so to be clear and cut. Yes, you can move forward. Yes, trust can be rebuilt if the other party wants that to really happen. But it
Hmm.
doesn't sound like she does. So you have to make a harsh reality choice of whether I'm going to continue to show her that I love her and continue to show her that I can be trustworthy and that I fucked up and I want to move forward, or don't.
Yeah.
That's the harsh reality, because you can only play this back and forth game for so long before somebody gets seriously hurt. You know what I mean? So it's just you have to say, okay, I screwed up. This is what
Hmm.
I did wrong. I'm sorry it made you feel this way. What do I need to do going forward to regain your trust? And she should have answers. So
Yeah.
if you guys are constantly arguing over this for months and months and months and months and months and months and you want to part ways, that's fine. But don't sit here and think that she has a timetable. When she's good and
No.
ready, she's good and ready. And that's the harsh reality. You know what I mean? That's what happens when you break trust in a relationship. You can't put a timetable on it. It's not up to
Mm-mm.
you. It's up to that person to say, okay, we're done. We're moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that could be as harsh as, hey, what are you doing with your phone? Let me see it. There you go. Because I screwed up. I don't have these privileges. And that's how it's got to be sometimes, until that
Yeah.
trust is regained. If you're not willing to do that, then don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
But it's I don't think people, again, understand that once that bond is broken, what actually has to be done to rekindle it. And that's the reason why I
Yeah.
say, why the fuck would you risk all that turmoil?
I mean, some people just don't like, I don't know. I guess they just don't care, or they're not getting things at home that they need. I mean,
Truth of the matter is, people are just they're not good at being held accountable.
you're
And
right.
most humans are terrible about being held accountable. They don't really understand it. So
I'm good at being held accountable. Like I'll hold myself accountable and I'll admit if I was wrong. Like I'm really good at that.
that's how you start with trust one. As soon as they said something, oops, didn't realize that would hurt you. How do we fix this?
Hmm.
But this situation, he knew damn well, that it was gonna hurt her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I feel like I talked too much of that one. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were, don't lie. Tell her you lied. Tell her the entire thing you lied about. Do not leave any details out. That women can smell lies, is what I'm telling y'all.
Yeah,
We know.
yeah,
If she'd ask you, she already knows.
right, right. Yeah, the intuition for women, I feel like, is much higher than guy for most guys,
Yeah.
and I
You
think women need to listen to it a hell of a lot more than what they do.
Yeah, they do. If Wes is off in any way, I do not mind questioning him at all. Like, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, and I don't
And
mind.
he no, and he doesn't. And but the same thing is he's allowed to do that to me too.
Yeah,
Whatever is going on.
yeah, yeah. And that's just it. And the thing is, damn well, I am not gonna lie. If
No, you're
something is brought
not.
to me and I'm asked a question, wow, there's the answer. There's no lie to it.
And I won't lie to you either.
No, it just I don't get it. Like I said, I just
I tell on myself though before I can even do anything. I tell.
just like even when I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. You know what I mean? And even when I made mistakes, even in my bad relationships, I still was honest as hell. Hey, this happened. Boom, this is what happened. This is all the truth. It's over. Again, because I'm not going to lie about it. So, but on the flip side of it too, like even if you hurt that person, there has to be a borderline. You have to stand on something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can't sit there and badger that person every day for months on end and expect them to take it.
Yeah.
You got to give them the space to live up on their mistake and own up on their mistake and change based on the information that you're giving him. That shows you that he loves you or
Hmm.
she loves you. But if you don't let them operate in a space of change, then it's not going to fucking work. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing too. The other person has a choice too. Am I going to be willing to work this out with them, or am I not? Don't sit there and hold somebody in limbo if you're not fucking worth or not, going to do what you need to do as a person too. Step one is you're gonna have to forgive them, and forgiveness is hard. It really is.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it
if you're
is.
if you're not willing to do it, then don't fucking do it. You know. So,
Yeah. And if you've done it too many times, stop doing
oh, well, if you've done too many times, then fucking
it.
just leave it. I
Just
mean,
quit.
and it's one thing to say, okay, that's twice.
Hmm.
When somebody's fucking around and lying to you 3 times or 4 times or five, just fucking go. Just go.
Yeah.
It's just cut ties. Again, as humans, we look for way too much affirmation. If you did it to me 3 times, I don't know. You may not even get 3 times out of me. That's how I am sometimes. I know, hence the name Savage. But
Hmm.
somebody doing it 3 and 4 and 5 times, no, you're fucking done. We're gone. There's too much value in myself for me to sit around and take shit like that. So
Yeah. I won't ever do that again.
no,
Ever.
yeah, and that's healthy. If people
I'm
people
too
oh
at peace.
yeah, you just run around giving up on people, giving up. No, fuck that. That was 4 or 5 times. There ain't no giving up there. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no.
Does
I
it like some of those things? I'm just going to bring up my comments right now because most of my comments are, why would you teach people to give up or why would you do that? And I'm like, I'm bringing up a point that some people go through. Like,
right,
just
right,
calm down.
yeah,
And they're always in there making comments to the women that like comment, like, don't you give up, don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. And I'm just like, you've just never felt that before, but that's okay.
and, and in fairness, there are people that give up too early. You should
Yeah.
work on it. As soon as she found out he lied, yes, they should try to work on it. But
Yeah.
again, it's going to take willingness from both parties. And if this behavior, that's what this is behavior, continues for months and months and months on end,
Hmm.
somebody's going to have to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So
I agree, honey. I agree. Okay. We have another one.
what do we do?
Are you good on that one? Do we need to say anything else? Stop
No,
lying. Don't
stop.
lie.
Yeah, stop fucking lying. It's simple.
Don't lie.
Own up on your shit
Yeah. You
and
were
stop
wrong.
fucking
Just
lying.
say, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Okay? I was wrong. Okay. Here we go. It says, I haven't even read this one. How, my reading's going to be horrible. How would you handle a situation where your stepdaughter, who you've raised since age 8, hates you? She's an adult now and has had the trauma of losing her mom when she was little. Her mom had a heart attack and became incapacitated from the time my stepdaughter was 7 until she was 17. Then her mom passed away. Now my stepdaughter is 21 and has blocked me in every way. She won't speak to us really, me or my husband. I've tried my best to raise her, but I think she has always resented me for trying to take her mother's place. It kills me that she won't come to our house and speak to me. I've written her letters and even poems, but nothing has changed. That's a lot. Wow. Just wondering your thoughts.
Yeah. That's a ton. It is.
Hmm.
It's a ton. I don't think, and that's just from my perspective, I don't think, for the most part, step parents get enough credit.
No,
Um,
they don't.
it break it down for what it is. That person chose to remain and be in your life.
Hmm.
That says a ton of their character. I
Yeah.
know they're not all great. I know there's some nasty ass step parents out there.
Yeah.
The person chose to stay in your life.
Hmm.
That should mean the world to you,
Hmm.
but it doesn't. and I'm a step parent, and like it really is a shitty feeling sometimes because you'll never match up, and nor do I want to match up. I'm not their biological father, but I did raise them.
Mm-hmm.
Summer was 3 or 4, and then Chris was 6 when I met them,
Yeah.
and they're now 20, 23, and 21.
Yeah.
So I was a part of their life as long as they can remember.
Yeah.
So, and I never once expected them to call me dad.
Yeah.
But I did get respected as one because I was around them
Mm-hmm.
so much.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, especially since divorce, those connections start to fade.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks. But I think
Yeah.
regular parents go through this.
Oh, they do.
Well, that when there's trauma in a household, there's trauma in a household. And her losing her mother obviously put her in a place. And
Yeah.
from what I've seen is that when the kids leave home for college or to be on their own, it's almost like there's this piece or section where they say, hey, I almost resent that person, even though they did nothing wrong. And that's just
Mm-hmm.
part of them growing as an individual. It could be that their parent bounced out on them, hasn't talked to them, and they're going to say, what was my life be like if that person was there? And that's going to bring resentment to you. Unfortunately, that's what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
So it's a super tough position to be in. But the only real thing that they can do is to let her do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a good parent and you've done the things that you were supposed to do, and you separate yourself and give that person space,
Mm-hmm.
they'll come back around. They will.
Baby, I don't know. Like, as a woman, I'm just going to tell you it might be different
No.
because we don't, like, once we love a kid, like, it hurts. Like,
Oh no. Yeah, it
just
definitely.
like your own. That would be like if Jay didn't want to talk to me. I would be like, you know how much that would hurt me.
Right.
So I don't know if it's different. I mean, because in my own kids did. Oh my goodness.
Right. Right. No, it's really the same. I'm not saying that it's for the faint of hearts. Like I know
Yeah.
it's gotta feel like being kicked in the fucking chest, but
Yeah.
it's like think of it as a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Would you continue to chase after them? This person's not your blood, and they are only gonna give you the respect they feel like, not what you
Yeah.
deserve, but they feel like that you deserve.
Yeah.
So chasing them when they're separating from you is just going to cause them to run further.
Yeah.
And that's just what humans do. I want space, and you're fucking chasing me.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? I'm going to cut you off.
Yeah.
So it's just it's again, I'm not saying that's an easy place to be because I can't imagine. But
Yeah.
the only thing that you can do humanly that I can think of is to give them their space.
Yeah.
Understand that stand on your ground. Understand I did everything I could as a parent. I did everything that I could. Continue to invite them to family functions, or at
Mm-hmm.
least reach out for those things. If they show up, great. If they don't show up, great. But don't continue to kill yourself or to run after them because you're just going to push them further away.
Yeah. I can only imagine. I'm sure that was hard. And that's just us giving up our opinion on the information that we have. And
Right.
we're just assuming that it's a healthy environment for the
Yeah.
child. And,
And that's what I meant by that. If
yeah,
you've done everything that you really were supposed to do, and even if you didn't do everything you were supposed to do, at this point, you really don't have a choice except for to
no,
let them give their space.
she needs time to process.
Yeah.
And I mean, it took me a long time to process some of the things that I went through as a child.
Right.
And, you know, it's, I'm 45 and I'm just now starting to come around and, have a relationship with my father. And,
I'm
so
really
it's
shocked.
hard.
I'm really shocked by the message though because it sounds like she said that she cut the father out. That's her biological father. So that's that would be really tough for me. But as a parent, we both know if a child is reaching for space and you try to close that space up, they're going to run. They're going to run and they're going to stop running. So I mean, it's usually best just to let them work out their own shit, especially if that's an adult child. Let them work out their shit. I mean, know that they're safe, know that they're comfortable, be there for them when it happens. But you can't do anything else.
No, you just have to kind of sit back and watch, and that's the hardest thing
Yeah.
with older children, and it hurts your like. My mom always used to tell us, y'all don't even know what hurt is. Wait till your kids get grown. Wait, and we didn't know, and now that they are, my sister and I were just talking about that. Like they are, like they're grown,
Right.
and they can make decisions on their own, and we have no say so.
Right. Yeah. Especially that
So
age, you have to rely on what you
yeah,
did up to that point. Again,
yeah,
if you did right and that child decided to do that, then you just gonna have to wait. If you did something wrong and you haven't owned up on your shit yet, then you need to at least attempt to write a letter or an email or
mm,
a quick text. Say, hey, I feel like I've done this. I'm ready to talk. Whenever you're ready, let me know.
yeah.
But if you've done everything you feel is right, then you just gotta,
Space,
yeah, just give it the
space
space.
and time. Hmm.
Yeah, space and silence is sometimes your biggest weapon. Because
I
that
mean, but would it be okay if maybe she reached out every month or so? Like,
I mean, you can attempt to,
yeah,
but I wouldn't. Me personally, I'm not going to repetitively do that over and over again. I'm going to get to the point where I'm like, all right, cool. We're obviously not talking. That's fine. I don't dislove you for it. Those are your choices. I'll still invite you for Christmas, Easter, New Year's,
hmm,
birthdays, family anniversaries, whatever. But that's as far as I'm going to go. And I would do that to my biological child, if I had to. But it would hurt. I'm not saying that it wouldn't hurt, but you get to a point where it's just like anybody else. Chasing is not going to fucking work. They're in a place where they need their space. Let them figure it out, and they'll come back around. You want to reach out once every 6 months? Most healthy families have some kind of function at least once every 6 months. So those are the times where you're going to reach out. Hey, having Christmas dinner, love to have you. Hope to see you there. But you can't beat them down. You can't call them up and say, hey, show up if you want to, fuck off if you don't. You have to, as much as you might want to, you have to, it, it's a realistic approach. And it's really the only approach that you have.
I'm going to disagree.
I know you want to.
Oh, I know, I know, I know.
I know you want to disagree, and you'll probably never end up in that scenario. But I would bet if you did, you would agree after months and months and
Yeah.
months and months and months of doing it. Even after, I mean,
Hmm.
shit, after a year. Can you imagine after a year calling somebody every 2 weeks and never answer the fucking phone? There's no way. There's no way.
I don't know, baby. I'm pretty persistent.
That you are.
So,
But no, I wouldn't be able to give any other advice on that. That would be the only. I mean, as a parent
yeah,
and as a step parent, my daughter, did kind of not the same thing, but she did have a space or an area where she was like, all right, I just left home, super traumatic. Wes was there for me, was always there for me, but I'm just going to take a little bit of time, and I granted the space, and it's healthy.
yeah.
And she's doing things on her own. She's got great grades. She's busting
She's
her ass
amazing.
doing her thing, so
She really is.
I'm fine with that again because I know in every piece of my heart that I did everything that I could for that child. Now, was it all perfect and roses and daisies? Probably not.
No,
But I know for a fact that I did everything in my capability. You
yeah,
know, that's it's kind of like coaching or sports. Leave everything out on the field. I did that with as a parent. I put every fucking thing I had into it. Blood, sweat, and tears. Left everything out in the field.
oh yeah,
So, and it was especially when we came down to being a single parent. especially raising a child that wasn't even mine,
Mm-hmm.
singly. It was
Singly.
a challenge, a challenge. But I gained a lot of insight on communicating, on how to communicate, how to
Yeah.
give people space, how to talk, how to approach. I mean, it was a very, very tough time. It was through her high school years. Um,
Yeah.
so it was a tough, tough time.
That was. I
First,
remember being a teenager.
yeah, first dates,
Goodness.
first dates, first period, all that stuff was done on my own with a child that wasn't mine.
Yeah, I baby. I love you. That's awesome.
Hard to do sometimes though. So,
Uh-huh.
are we gonna cut it there tonight?
Yeah, I think we are.
Got it, got it. You got any other updates that you want to do?
Subscribe. No, I mean, go check out our books. We have Savage Shadows, which is a self help shadow self book, and we also have Finding Me, which is a journal book, and it just kind of gets you to your brain thinking about what's good for you and take some time to yourself to get to know yourself better. And that's about it. I
Yeah,
can't think of anything else.
no, yeah, because journaling, and I'm beating a dead horse. I know I say it all the time for anybody that listens to every episode, but journaling is such a huge
Hmm.
process of life.
It is.
You are not
Add in some
do it.
meditation, add in a little bit of self care.
Right, right. And most people don't understand how to journal, and that's what Finding Me is. Finding Me it's got questions in it, and it helps you understand the process of journaling, because it's not just throwing open a book and writing down words. That
Mm-mm.
helps, but there needs to be some kind of slight structure to what you're doing. That's what
Hmm.
most people rely on, is some kind of structure, to write things out like that. So, but no, if you're interested in journaling, Finding Me is definitely something you want to pick up. So you can find it in our shop, or of course you can DM us questions if you can't
Absolutely.
find it. So, all right. Well, that concludes this episode of the Savage Corner. Y'all stay savage.
Peace, love, and light.